진정성이 있지. 내 말은 뭐 뭔지 모르겠어. 이렇게 잘 어울리지 못합니다. 흥미로운 사실을 알며 독창 중입니다. 난 진행이지. 나의 꿈은 마법사니까. 분노는 집안의 거울에 있다. 그곳이 분노의 주소지이다. 가장 맑은 물조차 충분히 깊다면 익사할 수 있을지니. 아르스 토마스. 로딩 중이야. 맑든 더럽든 야타도 익사는 할 수 있다.
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. You're conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
전처비를 부재만 존재하나니. 뭔 말인지 못 알아듣겠네.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful. A ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
There. No ball of meat. No light in the formless nothing. Just nice women. I know you do, baby. I know. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. Do you really?
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself. Got a bit carried away, did we, chef?
이 젓갈 녀석? 그렇게나 죄를 지고 담가지지 못해. 그 머릿속에 조금은 녹아버린 게 분명해. 안 그래, 셰프?
Yes, your one disco mother. There's this giant ball there. And evil apes. And evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball. You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large. You can't even make out. You can't even. Infinitesimally small. Vying for resources is just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. A part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you
이렇게 사악한 이유는 울면서 소리가 들려들었어요.
Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago. You lost.
The sound outside, you recognize it. It's a caprice commandment motor carriage.
이 레드랑 크기 스모더 레드랑 연유화 스페이스 플레이어 속에 빈치로 들어가고 있어. 9개. 신어야 돼? 오. 왜 바로 세상에. 그럼 나갈 수 있어? 소리나는 때문에 왜 나한테 준비했어? 아까 옷부터 갈아입으라는 건가? 일단 씻어야 되지 않아? 그러면? 이거 있겠다. 악취입니다. 신이라도 와야 표현할 수 있구나. 이게 안쪽 옷, 이게 바깥쪽 옷, 뭐 이런 느낌인가? 왜 그게 있지?
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror, yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin. Behold, you have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. Oh my God. You can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies, whatever happens.
이렇게 보지. 왜 당신은 누군데 나랑 독백이야? 뭐지? 이 당신이 그분인가?
That's right. Not even yourself.
뭐야 방금 뭐가 나왔어?
Go ahead, try something. It's not an order.
야 이걸로 경치가 올라가. 지당하신 말씀. 너 자신조차 스스로에게 그래선 안 되지. 다른 것도 해봐라. 딱히 명령한 건 아니고. 이게 뭐야? 나중에 지시되지. 불가능 13. 매우 어려움 13. 나중에 또 할 수 있대.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
자유시장 경제말로 인간의 최종적인 삶의 방식이라고 생각했던 시절입니다.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right.
그 이름에서 운율이 느껴지지 않는다면 이는 읽는 방식이 잘못된 것이다.
Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
기욤의 금빛 스크린이 비춰졌습니다. 그는 노래 불렀습니다. 살인미수를 지었죠. 그리고 나는 그걸 받아들였다는 건가?
Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic. You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness. Aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice Gnema.
아무 쓸데없는 사실 하나 빼물입니다. 동양마찬가지.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head.
내가 히트곡이었어. 걱정 말아요. 에서도 많이 사용돼요.
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
당신 얼굴만 남아있으니까요.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
몰라. 미안하. 이게 뭐야? 오 세상에. 아니 이게 뭐예요? 뭔데? 마이너스밖에 없는데? 논리가 있어? 그거 안 보여주네? 일시적인 얘기지. 불가능하죠. 이 주사위에서 18이 떠야 가능하다 뭐 이런 건가? 아 근데 13이었을 때도 가능했는데? 불가능인 건 하지 않아. 이거
A mirror hangs on the bathroom.
알았다. 수건은 누르는데 메타이구나.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap! What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in you. The lights are off. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of more likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
유리 조각이 딸려올 텐데 바닥에 유리 조각은 떨어져 있지 않습니다.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
나가는 방문 밖에 문은 밖에 있을 것으로 보입니다.
A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
발가락에 오므라든다.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your... It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
내면세계 경찰? 경찰인가? 어려운 아니 바지를 입는다고 전기화학이 됐나? 굉장한데? 아니 세상에 아니 세상에 굉장히 느리잖아. 3월.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir.
경찰관이잖아요. 존칭을 불러봤을 뿐이에요.
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
짤 지어진 헛소리가 아니라면 말이에요.
You've been here for 3 days on official police business. No, couldn't say.
그건 모르겠네요.
In truth,
굳이
so
말하자면
far,
술을 마시는 게
mostly
주어졌던
drinking.
것 같은데요. 야, 이런 것도 되네. 얘를 굳이 알려줄 필요가 있나? 뭐 이런 것도 위험한 게 있나?
Could it be because of the
그런 거
drinking?
아닐까요?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on.
화장할 시간이
This is her
없었던
morning
것
cigarettes.
같습니다. 오늘 첫
She looks
밤입니다.
tired,
피부가 지친 듯
her
하고
beauty
날개에
waning
비해
faster
그
than it
미모가
ought
빠르게
to at her
식어가고 있는 것
age.
같습니다.
Of course.
그래서
Be careful,
조심하세요.
officer.
여기 사람들이
They don't like the
그렇게
police
하죠.
around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go.
여자가 저를
Call it an
필요하니
instinct,
마음속에
a
뭔가
need,
꿈틀거리고
the need to
본능인데
ask
질문
questions.
본능이야.
It's like you've said the words a million times before.
100만 번 얘기한 것
She
같은데.
looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes. The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough.
꽤 건방지거든요.
At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
최소한 해안가에선 그렇게 여기죠. 나머지 구역에선 그런지 모르겠네요.
You're in a hostel, sir.
호텔에 있죠.
We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
레바슐은 우리가 살아가는 순간의 중심입니다.
You sure look like you're from Revachol.
레바슐 출신인 것
Revachol.
같은데.
Her accent suggests she is not from around here.
억양은 이곳
She's from
출신이
Irania,
아니라는 걸 말해줍니다.
another part of the world.
이 세상 또 다른 지역 출신이죠.
It's 51.
네, 51이에요.
The current century? Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. And this is the current one.
현세기예요.
Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir.
동안 존재했어요.
You're right.
그러게요.
There is nothing funny about civilization.
루미앙엔 즐거운 점이 없죠.
There was the usual ruckus,
시끄러웠는데요.
loud disco music.
디스코 음악이 들렸어요.
I couldn't say.
잘 모르겠어요.
It's impossible
여기서
to hear
사람
people
말소리가
speaking from over here.
들리진 않았고요. 그녀는 사무실 쪽으로 고개를 까딱거렸죠.
Oh, yes.
그럼요.
Various
여러
artists.
가수의 곡이었어요.
Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
제일 많이 들렸고요. Ostentatious orchestrations.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO.
OO were huge where I come from. I was very young
제가
then,
살던
of
곳에서
course,
OO는
like
굉장히
7.
엄청난 성공한 밴드였어요.
Life gets hard, but we go
아주
on.
7살쯤 인생은 고달프지만 우리는 나아간다.
I don't know about that.
정확히
At
기억나지
around 2
않지만
o'clock,
그때쯤
disco stopped, and there was a
멈추고
change of
순서가
pace. A
변했어요.
slow, sad song started
느리고
playing.
슬픈 음악이
like
들렸어요.
organ music on
오르간
repeat.
음악이 들려요. 한동안
That went on for
계속
quite a
들려요.
while.
좀 큰 소리로 따라
Some of the time, you were yelling along to it. Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also,
가장 슬프고 조그만 교회라는 것 같다던데 아무런 그런 주제였어요.
that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
뭐라고 따라 부르는지 알아듣긴 힘들었어요.
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
방을 다 때려 부셨죠.
No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like a window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of... I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it. Glad to have been of assistance.
미친 척을 했구나. DNA. 오, 깼겠다. 두 번으로는 깨졌다. 이게 뭐야? 밖으로 나가는 거? 신발도 들어가야 되는데?
There they both are, two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakes like two baby crocodiles. It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are. Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
아랫사람 들리세요? 아깝구만. 비닐봉지를 들고 빈병을 모아 프리트에 팔아보세요. 돈도 벌어야 돼? 공무원인데? 경찰은 공무원이잖아.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now. The small steel tag says as much. The great skua, Stegoarius skua.
Look, your buddy is over there.
항공 재킷을 입은 남자가 있는 문쪽을
Why don't you go and talk to
얘기하는
him,
건
okay?
어때요?
He pretends not to hear you,
그냥 못 들은
concentrating
척하면
on the bird instead.
대신 관심을 두고
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject. A competent looks like this is the small steel tag says as much.
Look, your buddy, why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not. A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
57 관할소 소속 경위입니다. 선생님께서는 41 관할 소속.
You realize he's waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
일요일에는 저희의 일정이 맞지 않았던 것 같군요. 토요일도 마찬가지였지만 이곳의 매니저와 이야기해
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
때문에 바빴지.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that?
손가락을 훑는
Maybe it's not an inter-district practice.
경기장을 마련하고 선수들을 분석하는 것이란 말입니다. 그쪽에서는 안 하십니까? 아무래도 모든 관할소에서 행해지는 관례가 아니었던 것 같군요.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
나무에서 끌어내리셨습니까?
Mm-hmm. So, the body, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
매니저와 얘기하고 나서 가능한 빨리 거기로 가야 합니다.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our number one concern. Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the citizens' militia on your sleeve and on your back. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the rat squad and isn't supposed to suspect some.
No need for derogatory terms. They're only doing their job. Yes. They're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job. You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take after you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
오, 같이 따라다녀.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation. So joining me from Precinct 41,
진행할 계획이기에 여기에 41 관할소에서 오신
Are you kidding me?
right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
사람들은 분리하지 않은 질문의 정보를 나중에 그걸 분리한 질문을 사용할 수 있을까요? 그 반대는 안 통해요.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
마당에 있어요. 그가 주방을 가리킨다. 그놈들이 거기에 있는 나무에 매달아 놓은 거예요. 누가 했는지 본 거야? 그놈들이 매달아 놓은 걸 어떻게?
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to...
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco-Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style, unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian have...
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching.
항만 노동조합원들 짓이라는 소문이 돌더군요. 처형이라면서요.
The locals, customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
직접 그분께 말씀해 주신 겁니까? 아니면 그냥 소문인 겁니까?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her.
직접 물어보시죠.
I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
혹시 이 사건이 파업과 관련이 있다고 생각하십니까?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionists probably thought they'd send a message.
노조 측에서 뭔가 메시지를 보내려고 했나 보죠.
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
She went away because none of your business.
Have they not been telling you you're a cop?
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
수첩 표지를 넘긴다. 작은 주머니 안에 전화번호가 적힌 종이가 안전하게 보관되어 있습니다. 감사합니다.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
슈퍼스요? 흥미로운데요. 이게 차영과 무슨 관계가 있다는 거죠?
Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
하고 싶은 일 하고 싶은데.
Let's go.
가봅시다.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
당신
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right, money. You owe this establishment 130 real. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is... What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9-pack. Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take...
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant...
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer. And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
What was with that fucking wig?
I see you are still grieving. Well, I won't pry. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway. Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rats cafeteria itself located? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol. The new disco dancing. It seems much has changed, but it is still the most beautiful city in the world. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there. But
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
이건 못 들었는데?
Nope. Sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is market-driven.
가장 주도적이지.
Meaning, buying is voting.
Oh dear.
오 얘야.
And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the... But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides...
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to... Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask...
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like rich.
Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I can assure you with absolute...
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair. Perhaps another time. Of course, dear.
아, 깨워서 물어봤어야 됐나? 뭐 사건이 벌어지면은 제가 이동하나? 침 맞았어.
Before you stands a motor carrier, vapor emanate. This must be the infernal machine. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washing the frequency, the soft purr.
This is Precinct 57.
Hello, Alice. Please.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
The man uses relay code. You got
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This...
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge.
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
Mullen.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
뭔가 비꼬는 게 없는데?
He says this has probably happened to other...
Oh, god damn it. Is he fucking kidding?
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be...
Mullen dicked us.
He's asking you to...
Of course it's serious.
Satellite Officer Vikmar concurs. 10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here.
Fuck me. Mac!
What's going on?
Super cop here.
He lost
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
Ten-9, come again. I did...
New Heights, ask him.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? Okay, it's gone.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
없는데? 없는 걸 없다고 말을 해야지. 이거를 왜 연기를 해? 내가 갖고 있다고 했다가 이게 살인 현장에서 나오면 내가 죽인 건데? 경찰청은 일련번호 다 적혀 있으니까 이상한 거 가져다가도 못할 텐데? 이게 높음이 이렇게 높으면 하고 싶어지잖아. 아이씨.
10-1, you're breaking up. 10-9, repeat please. 10-9, come in, officer. Over. Come in, officer.
Just say you lost your gun. Anything else would only make the situation worse here.
He says he...
Dear God, he lost his gun.
This isn't... Mac, come face it, John.
I'm not going to...
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession. He acknowledges your joke and...
Lay off.
Satellite Officer Vic... 10-4, affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his fight.
Oh, God.
Officer, do you need further assistance?
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory.
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12. Visitors present here. Over. Excuse me, sir. Over. No, sir, I haven't. You're not really keen on mentioning your home life, so I've always assumed things weren't that 10-4. Well,
Does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on disrupting?
he asked if he...
For God's sake!
Sir, Satellite Officer Vic. So, was there anything else? 10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over. Sir, I will not have you talk to me in this manner.
What?
He seems intoxicated and...
Mullen's drunk and emotionally aggressive. Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics. What? What?
He wants to verify...
But of course, it says Dick Mullen, High General of the...
Tell him to stop.
What do you need, sir? Over. Understood, sir. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
A metallic drawer.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
The handles are long and sleek. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belt. The pry bar feels useful for it's robust, lets you see the pull-out toolbox, slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers, and the radio.
아이템 풀로 차는 거 아니야?
This post lavatory, a faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102 with a... The box seemed eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
8쌍이다. 쌍이면 8명이라는 건가? 대성공인가? 뭐래. 전혀 뭐 어떻게 하는지 모르겠어. 들어갈 수 있는 거.
1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot. 4. Standard work boot, number 45, or you don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as 5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44.
46, 44, 43, 1243, 45, 44.
6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkened. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
많이 달아져 있으니까 매끄럽겠지.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? $200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied?
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows. Even easier to carry on a stretcher or between 2 men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. A woman or a kid?
가벼운 41호. 이게 41호가 예전에 발 크면
Okay.
He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait.
Understood. Anything else? Interesting. Let's name it the old soul. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal, like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Perhaps it could be a driver
운전
A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
그래? 운전을 해본 적이 없어.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
교통 정체가 발생한 지역을 주시하면서 전체적인 용자가 나타나는지 살펴보는 게 좋겠습니다. 신중한 생각 같지 않습니까?
A week, maybe? 7 days would...
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state.
땅이 얼어서.
The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is the lieutenant's eye.
Either way. What else?
돈을 이렇게 주우시네요. 일단 내릴까? 어? 이거 어떻게 내려?
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more Too late. It's impossible to keep until a pool of the smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it,
it's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. There is Frit nearby, east of the... There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
Acquiring ammonia will...
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing, so glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite, because there's a secret door hidden behind the panel. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed?
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. I'm going away for a long...
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
Stay away from me, pig!
This trash container is locked. Just your fingers start to itch just looking at that pad.
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or we might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has.
No matter how strong you think you are, this is really not something you should be attempting to do with your bare hands.
뭐야? 들어봐. 뭐지?
This trash container is locked. Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid, but it just isn't bending. There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang.
The quality of metal is not the problem. Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working.
물리적인 수단에 투자해서 제시할 수 있습니다. 아, 이게 한 번 하면은 이게 다시는 못 하는구나.
Your fingers start to itch. Your fingers start to itch. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, Whirling in Rags.
이놈들이 실험 가지고 수가 없어. 여기 어디야? 여기 서점이야? 점원사나 선전에서 구하기. 점원사가 어디 있는데? 이거 점원사야?
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? Of course. What can I help? Sure. I'm done with it. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache. Excuse me? Oh. Well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. I don't know anything.
Pig is a widely used...
No need to worry. We are not saying you...
Okay. Since the street sign's messed up? What do you mean? Yes, sir.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's just coast. There's a little fishing village there. The harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach. There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. No problem.
She's very well composed.
Of course.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those
Sure. Keep...
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination the second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
어떻게 됐대? 가짜 아니야.
Nor does the wind right now. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough. I've seen captains puke their guts out. Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up. I think I've lost my sense of smell.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too.
정신력이 쓰레기구만. 둘 다 별로 쓰고 싶지 않은데.
No. This is a two-man. You need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and
시간이 지나. 뚠뚠. 오케이.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this...
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the The kid is obviously high.
Fuck that! Kuno!
Shits himself.
The rake! You should throw
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
Fuck no! Kuno...
Fast. This kid has got street smarts.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such force. You will see.
The language these kids are using. Pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with...
Alright. And...
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
Shitload pig. What?
Don't tell the pig.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some Mesco or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp or something.
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
뭔데? 뭔 소리야? 왜? 얘가 죽였다는 생각을 하고 있었던 거야?
Kuno's fucking... Kuno...
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone. Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno!
Kuno's...
He's trying to hide...
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone. Probably climbed. You heard Kuno. I don't know. Mesco.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You wanna know where Kuno... Don't tell him that! It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's city. Night City. Rage City. The City of Rage. That's it. And it's not lame.
Lame!
That's the name of Kuno's city, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment.
You're testing...
Get lost,
Right, pig? This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Oh, no, it's not fucking...
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno!
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Kuno doesn't have a magic treehouse. Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Why the fuck are you telling... Dunno. Keep that...
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Erie-Uppergite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Erie-Uppergites of Ilmara. Not so much anymore.
Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit.
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? What kind of fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something? Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that. Suspicious.
Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig. Of course you do. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. Shit. Yeah,
he can't do...
Pigs can. How did you like it in there, pig, old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right? Of course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly? Not for you, pig.
Kuno can't wait.
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Kuno's...
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Trying to get Kuno...
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fit... Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Run!
Help! He's got...
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Yeah? Get out of here before the Kuno beats the...
Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass out of here, fat boy, before Kuno fucks you.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
I don't dispute that you have been charged with protecting the people of a particularly challenging district.
Nothing you can say would...
뭐야?
Cop give...
멘탈 개복.
The corpse look... You seem to be a cargo belt twist.
Activity.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow!
An inconspicuous... It's nothing. Glad you asked. Because there's a there it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this?
There he still is. Looking. The smell is repulsive. You feel it until the smell of Commodore Red.
It's okay. The hangover is clearly making... There's a green hot...
Acquiring a...
The RCM in Martinez, of course. What can... Sure, go easy on that stuff. Of course. Well, no problem.
She's very well composed. Backstrap.
Oh, okay. Excuse me?
She's shift.
Since the street sign's messed up, where in Martin... There's the harbor gate, some shops, just coast. It's just water, no problem.
She's very well composed.
Of course.
If there's a corpse,
sure.
there he still is. Looking, the ammonia only make the second time. Not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Nor does I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out. I've seen then drive to the... I think I've...
A what?
Not being hungover helps too. No, you need to get your shit to... We should go talk to the...
You've gained a...
Give it half an hour.
This trash container, just your fingers start to itch.
We could try using a pry bar. The one you took. We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one. And he also...
Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid, but there's a creaking sound. Unsatisfying.
실화냐?
Hurtful.
The quality... Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working.
물리적 이거 어떻게 하는 거야? 인데? 아, 이거를 얻으시려면 두 개를 띵띵 갖다 넣어야 된다고. 그런 거겠지? 오.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, Whirling in Rags. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, Whirling in Rags. Still not forced.
그냥 뭐 못하는 거네. 뭐 누가 열어주겠지? 못하면 못해도 풀 수 있는 뭔가가 또 있겠고.
This trash container, just your fingers start to itch.
We could try using a... We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
우와. 저거 올라갈 수 있어? 안 무너져?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white...
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your...
RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
날아가는 거 아니고?
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings.
What are we doing? Or it could be that we are just exploring.
나는 처음이다.
No, that's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast, you're a boxer, and you've climbed way too high up there. Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with...
Fuck me? Please leave the rage.
Nothing you can...
문짝이 있으니까 저건 나중에 봅시다. 뛰어내리고 걸어 내려가는데 지금.
He's still my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, but that there was an interesting find.
이게 한번 하면은 빼지를 못하는 건가? 저기 처음이니까 이거저거 다 해봐.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eye.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever...
Oh yeah, Nappa, good right in there.
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like... The kid is obviously hot.
Fuck that!
Shit. The rake? He should... The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno is not a gardener.
We should... You will see.
The language these kids are using. Pure...
Alright. Enter...
The kid moves his hands.
Shit, don't tell the pig shit.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real...
Kuno's...
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows what you meant. Probably Clan. You heard Kuno. I don't mess up.
There is no Night City.
Kuno.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Just a couple of pigs.
Yeah, you tell the...
You're testing...
Get lost,
You found Kuno's secret door, and then what? You fuck...
He's trying to fuck at you again, Kuno.
Course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gift? Nothing.
Kuno can't wait to see...
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Yeah, Kuno plays on snuff radio, fucks pigs, live, fucks their heads off. Kuno's a cop killer. It's a vitamin pig. Don't...
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that. Don't sweat it, drunk.
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably saw you do it. Yet, that conclusively explains how the coat got up there.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Right, Pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it? Look at that fucking... Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno...
The lieutenant...
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
Dunno.
Kipped is a pejorative term.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. Look.
Yeah, what was she? Fish is sometimes... Yes, it seems suspicious.
Don't be wondering about Kuno. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Why the... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
It's always Kuno, never I.
Kuno trying to get...
Watch out, Kuno! Help! Pig's got Kuno!
Help!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Everybody...
Escalate!
Pigs in here in Kuno! Somebody please...
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just a...
Fucking logical! Help! The logical pig is fiddling Kuno! Help! He's flashing Kuno! No!
The nearly psychopathic way they could slip in and out of the act.
No one? Kuno...
Help! The pig's gagging him! Kuno can't speak!
You put him up to this yourself.
Listen to your friend. Kuno owns the fat ass. Help! Look.
For emphasis.
I know you.
Relax. There's a dead body, remember. That's what you were doing here. You're a cop on a case.
I know what you thought. You're not that.
Kuno turned you into a...
No, you're not.
Bitch, you're gonna...
A peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
You don't talk to me about my fucking peeper. You don't know...
Okay. Kuno is kind to his bitch. I...
Click, 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 click!
The fuck about it? Your test...
Get lost,
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
공감력이 쓰레기라서.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Trying to fuck at the Kuno gonna...
Normal is not what we got here. You've got to work with what you have for now.
Kuno doesn't...
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you... Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. Volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 490. There he still is, looking right through you. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh.
They do after 7 days.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast, delicate and fragile. They feel these are clearly not.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabat.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic. It's clearly some manner of super armor or future armor.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. For a full set, about 4 years.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot. That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what the locals probably scavenged it. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. Maybe he'll know something. No, he must have worn something precious underneath his clothes. They've removed all his clothes to get to it. They did not just strip him for the putrid rags. Someone could have cleaned the yard, but that's a question for...
I hear you, cop, talking shit about the Kuno.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre. The Mazda. The best...
What?
Kuno, this boots shit is super boring, and the guy's a total Victopaz.
A small bell-like sound fills the air.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor.
Faint, organic light, like whirls of floorboards. If trees were made of porcelain, the whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50, 100, 1000.
Good. Can you read it to me?
X541...
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
The stench fills...
Stop! Pig's gonna pull it...
Brutal!
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Yes, that's what I said. You'll
Indeed. From this angle...
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? How many clothes do you need? There's no way.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off? But first, the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
구출로그 방법이 확실해. 일단 시체를 내려놔야지. 그리고 없을 때 시도해야 될 거야.
Alright then. You can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected? Of course there aren't. Don't be nice.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation...
The cadaver slowly twists on the cup. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yet this is a steel-reinforced cargo lash.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Then you should ask me the first moment we get. I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you?
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. The cadaver hangs from an intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. From the right shoulder to the solar plexus, Each time they intersect.
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination. I agree.
He wears a wide leather belt around. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being.
A Trigger Sunshine.
Trigger is the world's leading manufacturer of
an instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
대단한데 얼굴만 저렇게 날려서
In
찍는다고?
case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute, and
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
인벤토리가 이거 아니야? 시도. 아닌가? 이건 뭐야? 왜 지도야 지금?
his eyes are dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode. From
I'm gone.
뭐? 이게 가능하다고?
I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. A mother. Go ahead. Into the in the past. Way out in the west.
저쪽 바다?
What do you mean? It's the power of you mad. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Here you go, you loony. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. You can be anything you want, brother cop, because you have. Do I remind?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
No, not quite. You sure I got out of that one? Coppellini. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my...
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos. And
of course. You come back late.
As you narrow your eyes, this is a trick. You've done it before. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
볼? 허벅지, 하반신, 말단부.
The monster comes back.
So, what do you think? I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made...
Stop talking.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the...
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time.
The fuck is...
Talking about shit.
Did we? I don't feel lucky. Agreed, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports her hanging. There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if there...
But there is no breath.
So am I.
He doesn't actually think the challenge...
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the bed without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case.
But what other option?
Someone else?
What was that about processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
No. Think of the boys from processing as murderers. Only instead of people... I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down. Climb up there. There has to be a less risk. We are not getting him...
How do you plan to get him down, then?
Yeah! Bang!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Where? Ah, yes.
Yeah, now...
They'll miss! The pigs will miss, Kuno!
얘들아, 시체가 다당당 하고 떨어질 텐데 그게 사후에 그게 그것 때문에 죽은 건지 떨어져서 망가진 건지 어떻게 알아? 사다리 너희들은 살면서 사다리라는 걸 쓴 적이 없니? 근데 피해 장소에 사다리잖아. 어떻게 올린 거야? 여기서 점프했니? 나는 안 될 것 같은데.
Silence. With and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in place. That's a Kiel A90. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking it.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes.
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow's desk was the wrong choice.
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word.
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't... Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
못할 것 같은데? 나 사야. 사나 돼. 설마 이게 지금 내가 찍을 수 있는 건가? 신기하구만. 뭔지 전혀 모르겠구만.
It's bad as it is. Go ahead. I'm not stuck.
This is the.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana pointer.
The cold piece of bakelite, and you've held this.
The fuck are you wait?
The buckle.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Your field of the slow move.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty? Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what this is about?
The buckle explodes into tiny, with your hand numb from the recoil, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped with
communism.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from. Only then, the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
By being a damn good shot. Ace is high.
The ace is high, a custom invented by the air. You could add an ace's low to it, if you like, by turning your back after the high and waiting for another. The high arrives with a sharp slap as you turn chill, but then it does, and with furious precision. The lieutenant is not one to leave an ace's low hang.
I knew these guys were.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the...
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather. Yes. The 4 phases of a... I can't say I'm satisfied with that part yet. 2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good. 3. Field autopsy. This will not...
The fuck are they?
Cops are gonna...
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From crime scene to autopsy to cleanup. We do it all. An honor and a burden attached to your rank. Mine is lieutenant detective, unfortunately. I can't tell you how tired I am of this corpse. With shooting like that? Of course you are. Your station would not have assigned you to this case otherwise. In the meantime, we should try to interview Everard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though.
노조 위원장 Everard Clare.
Or we could ask around for the representative of the logistics company. My initial information says the Wild Pines have sent some sort of strike negotiator to wrangle control back from Everard.
You could ask the gardener for directions.
Yes, and those were the interviewees.
Guillaume Lemillion. Bad news. Guillaume Lemillion did not become a cop. In 1938, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safre, where he died of autoerotic asphyxiation. His
이거는 하지 않는 이상 모르네. 이거를 미리 알려주지도 않고 그냥 이렇게 한다는 게 되게 어이가 없다. 뭐 다 배울 수 있는 것도 아닌 것 같은데. 배울 수 있는 것도 더럽게 많은데. 별로 배우고 싶지 않아. 와씨 할 거 존나 많아.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man. The pattern still kind of gone. For you to discover, someone who knows about history could tell you.
레벨업을 했어? 뭐가 필요할지 모르겠다.
The rotting man, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienic. I mean when I need you to. Until then, I should handle physical contact. In your paperwork, officer, just fill out the field autopsy form.
Now they only have...
Officer, what haven't you lost?
정신?
Yes, barely. I can give you my paperwork. There's an autopsy form there. Several, actually, but only if it helps move things along. Yes, well...
It's okay to cry.
Right. The autopsy form is near the end.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first.
That's you.
The corpse lies there in
KK57. Next. NA. NA. Roughly 50.
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
그런가? 그래?
He nods.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the pudgy mess of curdled meat.
Fucky fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male.
We're still going with March 4th. What else? 9. Body identified by...
KK57 05.
None. At least not after the initial examination. Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature.
We should start the postmortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. You find a moment as the loop still. You can make out a case with a curious title. The Man with the Hole in His Head. This appears to be a case investigated about 3 weeks ago. A workplace accident. The titular character's wife tries to get compensation. The company was not forthcoming. It's hard to make out if the hole was fatal. It's very hard to draw conclusions. All you can make out is that it's not spelled out explicitly, but the lieutenant fears a tear is forming between the liberal moralist establishment of Revachol and her populace. Their strike, if allowed to escalate into violence, adds to the growing sense of civil war in the city. He's extremely neutral, even in his notes. But avoiding this escalation, you're probably imagining it. The notes are very hard to decipher at a glance, so don't draw any conclusions from this. But despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever note, you're still coming up with sentences.
Yes, it can be difficult to be on the receiving end.
Nothing you... Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism.
받아들일 때까지 게임을 진행하지 못하는 거네. 어떤 거 이제?
Be still, the lieutenant. This
no, I'm just a rake, perhaps, but that.
There he still is, looking right.
아, 그거 해야 되지. 알았어. 굉장히 하기 싫어졌어. 같은 일을 하는 거 자체를 굉장히 싫어하는데.
Oh yeah, Nappa Comfy, Kuno! Right in there.
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like... The kid is
The fuck?
fast.
You will...
Language
He's calling us. All right.
The kid moves his hand.
Shit, don't tell the...
This is where you quickly ask him
Kuno.
He's trying to hide the fact that he...
Kuno knows, probably. You heard Kuno. I don't know. Mesco.
There is no night city.
Why you got it? You want to know where Kuno? It's not fucking Lay. That's the name of Kuno City, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't.
It's impossible to deduce what it is.
Probably clan. You heard. I don't Mesco.
There is no...
Kuno.
Thanks, Kuno.
Just a couple.
Yeah, you tell the fag.
You're tested.
Get lost.
You shit.
He can't.
Pigs can't just. How did you like it in there, pig old boy? It's a bite.
You could use some.
Yeah, it.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it again.
You're not getting.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mad.
Oh, that. Kuno decapitates pigs. That, yeah. Kuno plays. That's where.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you?
Of course you fucking can. How do you think? Not for you.
Kuno can't wait to see you shit your
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno. Right, pig? This is where Kuno... Look at that. Fucked us.
The loot
It's a trap, Kuno.
Dunno.
kipped is a pejorative term.
Yeah, that's what Kuno... Look,
Yeah, what was she? Fish is some... Yes, it's seen.
don't be wondering about Kuno's shit. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a sh...
It's always Kun.
Kuno doesn't try and...
Watch out, Kuno. Help.
Help!
Everyone can hear.
Every... Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody please...
How did we get here? How did...
Help! He's flashing! No one?
Help.
No.
Help. The pigs.
You...
Listen to your... Kuno owns the fat ass. Look,
For emphasis,
I know you...
relax. There's a dead body. Remember, that's what you were doing here. You're a cop on a case.
I know what you're...
Kuno,
No.
bitch,
A peepo is a...
you don't talk to me about...
Okay. Kuno is kind to his bitch.
Click, 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 click.
The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Yeah. The king... Yeah, whatever. The fuck about it? Your test...
Get lost.
Kuno doesn't...
volumetric ship compressor. There he still is, looking. As you breathe in, it's a puzzle. What's hanging in front? The man before you, the material, delicate. These are clearly...
Indeed.
Oh, the lieutenant uses. It's clearly some...
Ceramic. And it is. We've requested for a full...
For the northwest.
As a wage, it's regretted. The look we should keep...
The Sabatons.
That's for us. I agree.
A small...
It's anything...
Faint, like whirls of... I am so disappointed in you. What are you? A small...
It's anything but.
Faint, like whirls. If trees, the smooth... The whirls are in the shape of a letter and...
Good.
X54.
We have a make and a number.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. His torso covered in tattoos. And extremities blotched pink. And the hangman's... This is a...
Airlifting. The local harbor uses 6... The brief suggested as much. Then you should ask me the first moment we get. I was afraid it would be. A noose is... That ladder...
Could be. The shape, the cadaver hang, an intricate web of blue lines stretches up.
I have only...
It doesn't seem familiar from the insides of any radio computer your mind can imagine. The somewhat organic lines remind you...
So am I.
He takes a thin piece...
A trigger.
Triggered.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a...
In case we need it. Yes. It is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only...
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his... Sure.
The glass...
You've acquired an interactable...
His eye, dark brown hair grows on his head. His... I'm gone into the... In the... How much? There is a kid. Go ahead. What do... It's the... You mad? Go ahead. Here you go, you lip fuck. No, you... Because you... Do I remember? A child born with... No, not... You sure we gotta come back later, Corporal?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. It's taut. As you narrow, this is only the lower extremity.
I see it.
The monster.
So, what do you think? I do.
Stop. It means you.
The pool of
the victim.
The fuck he saying?
Talking about shit.
Did we? Agreed. Especially on the neck. There's always a chance.
But there is no breath to catch.
So am I.
He doesn't act.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of...
Yeah!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Where?
Yeah.
No.
Silence. And produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. Secure. That's it. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The chick's voice is drowned in a shrill blast.
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong.
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking Kuno, so...
The lieutenant doesn't.
No, any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate... I have to say...
You know, you don't feel like too...
It's bad. Go ahead.
This is the...
Yeah, take it, you fucking...
The coat you've held.
The fuck are you...
The buckle.
Why don't you just shoot yourself?
You'll feel the slow move.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
The buckle with your head looking straight. Calm you. It takes up. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways.
Ace is high.
The ace. You could add an ace's low.
Okay. Maybe it's not customary in the 41st to perform an ace's high.
I knew these guys were...
We will
slumped on.
It looks like I feel like taking a break. In the meantime, or we could have...
You could ask the gardener for directions.
Yes.
애정이 없다 이제.
Yes? What do you want to know? Ah, yes. 3 days during they didn't die. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's...
안 되지. 안 해.
That's us.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer. You mean like a brief? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. They didn't identify them. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. That's right. No, it's not a particularly mysterious. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the piece. Is that enough?
Is this a strike then? After decades unchallenged, the lieutenant is caught off guard by...
Strike.
You feel something rising through you. A familiar feeling. An opinion taking form.
When I said we have to navigate community matters, I did not mean we have any...
From an imaginary...
Now, was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a... You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of... Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police matters. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging.
So he volunteered to represent the 50... Somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard There are two columns. One says, cases solved. The other, confirmed.
I have, on a few occasions, when I was young and foolish, smoked hemp.
It's all part of the master plan, you see. The silence carries.
Yes, I'm an unrepentant spoilsport. Well, technically, the official record keeper has been
a common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats.
I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
그렇구나. 안 되는 것 같은데? 얘기 중에는 빠른 조정이 안 되는 것 같은데?
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
아, 죽었으면 좋겠어. 이 개복치는 그냥 좀 죽었으면 좋겠어.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up. He watches you melt down stoically. Nothing you can say.
아니, 사기가 두 개가 있는데 한 개가 떨리면 뒤진다는 게 말이 돼.